How's it going, Yankee fans? Welcome back to Fireside Yankees with Alex and Ryan. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. A little bit of an update, wanted to give you guys a little information on the Roki Sasaki sweepstakes. Now, his agent, Joel Wolfe, had a meeting with reporters yesterday, dropped a whole bunch of information, kind of specifics on what Sasaki is looking for, and I know all the kind of pundits are saying the favorites are the Padres and the Dodgers. And I think we can kind of confirm that to be the case, but what I will say is this: Sasaki's going through a hell of a lot of steps and obstacles and tests and profiles to see what the best place for him to go is. And I think it's maybe a little bit more open than people are making it seem, simply because of the information he's trying to gather. If he knew he was going to the Padres or Dodgers, it might have just been that easy. It might have been like, all right, I'm going to go here because this is where it makes the most sense. He held all of his meetings in California, which, on another note, doesn't bode well. It tells me he wants to do most of his business out of California because of the proximity to Japan. So, adding an extra couple hours for him to get back to Japan from the East Coast may not be in his best interest, or, maybe not be his preference. So it does favor West Coast teams. Just the fact that he seems to kind of prefer it over there, whether it be the weather, the proximity, I don't know, the teams. Could be a whole bunch of different factors. But he's doing a lot of research, Ryan, in specifically regarding to player development, developing of pitchers and, plans there. So I'm interested to see how they go about that. How the, Joe Wolf and Sasaki, how they go about figuring out what the best option is here. The kind of consensus they will start eliminating teams pretty soon. But what is your takeaway from all the nuggets that were dropped? He doesn't want any players at the meetings. He wants it to be objective about development analysis, seemingly. Maybe learning more about ownership and or the management. I don't know. It's kind of interesting to see how this is kind of unfolding right now. How do you feel about it so far with the latest news?
So, kind of the first thing that I always say when it comes to Roki Sasaki is that I don't think the New York Yankees are going to end up with him. And I still feel that way. I still feel very not confident. Still feel pretty sure in saying, I guess that's a synonym for pretty sure, but try to be very careful with my words here. I'm pretty sure that he'll end up with the Dodgers or the Padres. That's just kind of where the tea leaves are. That's, if you look at, again, geographically, the Dodgers are also a great organization. The Padres are a really strong organization. So it's not like organizational strength is something that he'd be foregoing for a better geographical situation. Now, granted, as you mentioned, the fact that he's going through the process and he's being this deliberate and he's delaying his decision doesn't indicate that he's trying to get as much information as possible, that he hasn't made up his mind on a decision, stuff like that. Definitely possible. It's definitely on the table that, this is a player, this is an athlete who, wants to be sure about where he's going before he makes a decision and doesn't really have that decision yet. Are there teams I think he's going to consider, or are there teams I believe, have an upper leg here or a leg up here? Absolutely. The Dodgers can, again, say we're the best team in baseball. We have the most money to spend. We will consistently put you in a position to win the World Series. And if you come play here, you're going to have a chance to win the World Series every year, and you're going to compete against the best players in the world with the best players in the world on your side. That's part of his motivation. Part of what Joe Wolfe was talking about was when he watched guys like Shota Imanaga, guys like Yoshinobu Yamamoto competing in the World Baseball Classic, seeing them go over to the major leagues, knowing that they're dominating and having, tons of success pitching against what he believes to be the best competition in any pro league, which, yeah, it's true. It's Major League Baseball, right? It's the best competition for any baseball across the world. It's what he wants. He wants to compete. He wants to win. I think that's the Dodgers pitch right there. We can make you better than you can ever conceive being. But, if you're the New York Yankees, you can offer that too. So, I think the Yankees are a fun dark horse in this, and I don't think there's any reason to pretend that it's anything more than that. But I also don't feel like there's a reason to pretend like the Yankees wouldn't be an attractive destination. They do have really strong pitching development. They've taken pitchers and made them better than their wildest dreams, right? Luke Weaver was a guy who was contemplating retirement in 2023. He was the Yankees' best reliever in the postseason in 2024, one of the best relievers in baseball this past season. So, I think that the Yankees' strong pitching development will help them here. Alex, their global brand, they are a global brand. They are iconic. That can help them as well. Obviously, Roki Sasaki really looks up to Masahiro Tanaka, who was a New York Yankee. I'm not sure if that's a strong enough pull to help the Yankees, but again, we're talking about what Joel Wolf wants. I'm gonna quote a song here. What an athlete wants, what an athlete needs. That's what the Yankees have. You want to be better. You want to be a winner. You want to try to win ball games. If you want to compete against the best in the world, why join the Dodgers too, right? You want to compete against the best compete, right? Not compete with, compete against the best in the world, right? You want to face Shohei Ohtani, don't you? Want to face Teoscar Hernandez, Mookie Betts? You want to face these guys, right? In the World Series. If competition is number one, or if competition is way up there and it's about bettering himself and everything, there's an argument to be made that joining the Dodgers flies in the face of that. But again, I just doubt that I doubt that he's gonna go, this team's too good, I don't want to go here. Like, I think that's a stupid argument. But like, maybe, I don't know. I just think the Yankees have a really strong development track record with pitchers, and that should help them, right? Like, that should give them a leg up here. And again, they can't be discounted in this. I don't think anyone can at this point. You've got a meeting. It's a very limited pool of teams that got meetings. 20 teams reached out. It seems like 13 teams got rejected. You know what I mean? So he wasn't. If he wanted to, I think I agree. If he wanted to make it his decision, he would have done it on January 15th, or he'd do it on January 15th. That's not going to happen, according to his agent. And he would have knocked out if he was just doing it for due diligence, would have met with all 20 teams. He did it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, listen, this is a guy that's clearly diving into the details. This is not a decision based on, I want to be close to home, I want to be with the best in the baseball. It's really not about market size of a team. What I would sell if I was the Yankees, aside from just we will respect your tradition, we've had tremendous success developing international players, is that we have a rotation that is going to be one of the best in baseball, and we can turn you into our ace. You know what I mean? Like, Garrett Cole's getting older. He's going to fall off that podium at some point in the next 2 years. And in those 2 years, Roki Sasaki could develop into becoming that guy. He could be that guy. You could be the ace of the New York Yankees, and everyone knows the ace of the New York Yankees. Everybody. Everybody knows Garrett Cole. Everybody knows how dominant he is. Everybody knows how special of a talent he is. Sasaki clearly has that same dedication. Of course, he's had some injury issues in the past. Knocked down the velocity a bit on his fastball to help probably alleviate that problem. But I do think, this is a guy with some of the most upside we've seen. Some of the best upside we've seen. We talked about Yoshinobu Yamamoto last year, and I understand him wanting to go to a team where there's heavy Japanese influence. So, obviously that's a little bit more of a home feeling. I can understand that, and I think that's probably why the Dodgers end up getting him. But if that doesn't matter to him, which, I doubt it doesn't, but if it doesn't, he really just wants to be the best possible player, and he's focused purely on being the guy, that guy, the Yankees can make him that guy, right? The Dodgers have so much talent. Roki Sasaki's name will not be spoken about. It's going to be Shohei Ohtani. It's going to be Yamamoto. It's going to be all the big names they have. Freddie Freeman. They have more star talent than they know what to do with. Roki Sasaki will be buried in that equation. He will not be a focal point for them. He will be a guy that's developing and hopefully getting there, and he won't get that media attention. I'm sure he'll get some. But it really always ends up going back to their stars and the guys that headline that organization. He's going to be a focal point for the Yankees. He will be a guy that is in that media, and he will be making waves. And Yankee fans, they obsess over these guys, and we do too. So, it's possible that I'm wrong there. It's possible that he would be that guy for the Dodgers, but I just don't believe that to be true. I think they have so much star talent that buries the guys that are trying to get there. The Yankees have a great starting rotation, but Garrett Cole's, we saw glimpses of what decline looks like at his age last year. The injury issues for the first time in a long time. We saw what might be coming. And I think, if I was the Yankees, I'd be saying, look, like, Garrett Cole, he's our guy. You want to watch the best, and that's what I'd be selling to him, Ryan. You want to become the best, you have to watch the preparation and the process of the best. Garrett Cole probably has the best process, the best preparation of any pitcher in baseball. He is meticulous with how he prepares. Meticulous to the fine details. If you're Roki Sasaki, you want to be great, he's the guy you want to be watching. He's the guy you want to be mimicking your process after. And of course, incorporating your own strategies into the mix there as well. But you have the chance to learn from that caliber and then assume that role. So, you know, special talent. You want to learn from the best. Garrett Cole's the best guy to learn from. We're talking about a guy that, like, we saw a mile per hour drop off in velocity, and it did not matter for him. He literally mowed people down because of his command, his mental fortitude. This is a special guy, and I do think that it attracts pitchers like Max Fried. I'm sure that was part of the reason he wants to come here. I gotta work with Garrett Cole. I get to watch him and pitch and be his number two. That's a special combination.
And Matt Blake and Sam Breen are very good at their jobs. Look, again, if pitching development matters here, the Yankees have a great, not a great shot, but they have a real shot. What does a real shot look like? It's just a non-zero chance. I guess that's the best way to put it, right? Like a non-zero chance. That's where I think the Yankees stand at right now. And the other thing is that there's a lot more obscurity, or there's a lot less solid information when we're talking about international free agents and their preferences. Again, Shohei Ohtani is the most similar international free agent to Roki Sasaki, not in terms of talent, because Yamamoto, again, is freakishly talented, and obviously Ohtani is just like a different level of talent. I'm not sure anyone can compare to that, but there is that, the way that they came over to the United States, it was through the same process, become sign what basically is a minor league deal, 6 years of control, 3 years pre-arb, 3 years post-arb, the normal structure of a rookie deal, but Ohtani was supposed to be a Yankee. That was the whole thing, right? Ohtani was going to be a Yankee. Everyone was saying Shohei Ohtani, New York Yankees. It's a lock. Just don't even show up. Don't even meet with the guy, because you're not going to get him. It's going to be the Yankees. And he didn't even get a meet. The Yankees didn't get a meeting with Ohtani. The Yankees got a meeting with Sasaki. Like, they got further in the Sasaki thing than they did with Ohtani. That's kind of crazy to think about. The Mariners, once the Yankees were out, it's like, all right, Shohei Ohtani, you are a Seattle Mariner. That's clearly where he's going to go. And then he ended up on the Angels, which was, what? Why? Obviously, geographically speaking, it made sense, but that was really the only thing that made sense. You want to go to LA, why not go to the Dodgers, right? That was the whole thing, too. The Yankees have, I think, what the Yankees have here is they have a free agent who we don't know a lot about in terms of their preferences. The agent says kind of blanket statements about what that player wants. Of course, yeah, he wants to get better. Everyone wants to get better. He wants to win. Yeah, everyone wants to win. Any market size is fine. I really do. He said the player is driving the ship here. We'll see how much what the player really wants. We'll understand what the player really wants when he signs. Again, if it's the Dodgers or Padres, I think that's the two outcomes where, like, all right, yep, makes sense. If it's the Yankees, I'd be kind of shocked, but it wouldn't. Again, it's not impossible, and I guess not being impossible is enough. Again, getting a meeting is something. It's notable. We'll see how this process goes. We'll see how these meetings go. We know that they happened. We don't know how they went. We also don't know if they'll visit New York City. It was Joe Wolf hinted at, like, they may visit one or two cities. If he visits New York, that's not like only the Yankees. Obviously, the Mets are in that equation as well, and they also did get a meeting with Sasaki. And you mentioned that point about, like, notoriety, being the guy, all that stuff. Alex, if you look at how Sasaki's going to have to make a lot of his money, it's going to have to be through advertisements and stuff like that. Like, he's going to have to, if he wants to be with one team and he wants to dominate with that one team and all that stuff, he probably also wants to, I'm not saying money's a big factor here, but I imagine advertisements may matter here. Hard to say that the marketing opportunities are greater with any team other than the Yankees. The only other team that I would be worried about in terms of marketing opportunities would be the Dodgers, but by having other Japanese stars, the marketing opportunities are limited. That report came out earlier this winter that Yoshinobu Yamamoto got fewer advertisement deals than Kodai Senga. Granted, Kodai Senga is a good pitcher, but Yoshinobu Yamamoto is he is a superstar. He's one of the best Japanese pitchers of all time. Kodai Senga is a very good one. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is one of, if not the best Japanese pitcher of all time. So it's that level of talent difference. And, Yamamoto was still really playing second fiddle to Ohtani. I wonder how much that matters here. Granted, again, the other team that can boast even in San Diego, you have Yu Darvish there, right? But maybe he just doesn't care because he loves Yu Darvish so much. There are so many storylines and narratives here, Alex. You can paint a picture. You can paint the story for any team that's in the mix left, because they all have they all do profile to have at least some of the things he's looking for. Either it's pitching development, chance to win, chance to compete against the best, big market, or some small markets too. It's gonna be this is gonna be a really weird free agency to watch. The one thing I wanted to propose to you, Alex, and ask, if the Yankees do sign Roki Sasaki, do you trade out of your rotation? Do you run a 6-man rotation? I mean, I think you have to run a 6-man rotation because Sasaki is used to that. What is your rotation? Like, what would be your next step? Yeah, in this world where we get Roki Sasaki, and you can't say your next step is popping champagne or anything. It has to be a baseball-related move, because that would be my next. Apple cider. I'd pop apple cider. I'm not 21 yet, but next baseball move, if the Yankees sign Roki Sasaki, what would it be?
I mean, well, one, you have to trade Marcus Stroman in his contract. You get rid of that money, whatever it takes to get. I mean, someone will take. Even if you eat like 10 mil of it, you still get to save 8.5 mil. I'd also even consider trading out of my rotation to get an infielder with control. At that point, now you have the resources to do that. I would trade Clark Schmidt. You know, I would move Clark Schmidt for a controllable infielder. Clark Schmidt's extremely valuable, and he has control until 2028, I believe. So, you know, that's a really valuable piece the Yankees have, and you know, we've seen what he can do when he's on his game. So, that's definitely an option. Something I would consider doing is trading Clark if we were able to get Sasaki, and then you know, you still have. You could trade Clark and Marcus Stroman and make Will Warren your number 6 guy. You know, you could do that. But I think when all is said and done, it just gives you more options. The only reason the Yankees were able to trade Nestor Cortez is because they got Max Fried. You know, you have more options now than you did before. And, you know, and you talk about the marketing kind of aspect of it. Sasaki's not making much money, right? He's not going to make much money. So, like, those marketing deals will be important to his future here. You know, he will be entering a long period of time where he's not going to make like the big time money. So I do believe that he'll be able to maximize the revenue that he'll be able to earn in New York. I mean, of course, the Mets are still in the game here, though, in the ballpark, with obviously the ability to sign him too. So if he comes to New York, he'll get more advertising opportunities, most likely, as you mentioned. I mean, that's the report that came out. I mean, if you want to argue that the Dodgers have international, you know, strength, which they absolutely do, maybe they don't have the same advertising appeal. You know, with just so many stars on that roster, they can't offer that face time for a lot of them. So, you know, the Yankees would be able to really feature that. I mean, Roki Sasaki would be their international player. Like, they don't have anyone of that international caliber, so they would be sporting him as the face of their international brand. And to me, I mean, that's pretty damn valuable. So it is something the Yankees will probably float to you. Like, we know you're about to go through a process where you're not going to be able to make extravagant money, but we can give you an opportunity to still do it until you get to free agency in a couple of years. So I do think that's a really good opinion.
I also wanted to add, because I was pulling this up now and I was trying to like look for the data for it. When it comes to like what Roki Sasaki compares to, and I think this is the one thing that's getting lost in all of this, how good he is. He has like some of the best stuff we've ever seen, right? We're talking upper 90s fastball, tons of vertical movement, insane splitter. That profile is very similar to someone like Fernando Cruz in terms of movement. And we know Fernando Cruz's splitter is one of the best in baseball. That's something we broke down. If you haven't checked out that episode, you should. But now pair that with a power fastball and, you know, an insane slider and the potential to get better, the extension he gets, the weird release points, all that stuff. Roki Sasaki, if you're a team that ends up with Roki Sasaki, and again, let's say wild wacko world, he's a Yankee, right? It changes everything. It changes the outlook of this offseason. I feel like if the Yankees get Roki Sasaki, losing Juan Soto doesn't have that same bite to it in terms of like, just damn, we didn't bring in our guy. Because you get Sasaki, like he is he's one of the most advantageous acquisitions you could possibly make. We talked about the draft pick you get if he wins Rookie of the Year. You still get that draft pick, so you get an extra first round pick. 6 years of control. He's gonna make $700,000 towards luxury tax this year. He is a rookie. He's making as much as Will Warren. He's making as much as Clayton Beeter. He's making as much as, I mean, name any player, Jason Dominguez, right? And this is a guy who's pitched at a professional level, at a very high level, and has done very well in Japan for those years. He's been one of the best pitchers in the MPB. He's a strikeout machine. The floor is ridiculously high here. And come postseason time, let's say he's not ready to start full-time in the postseason. Let's say he's not, his inning count, whatever it is. Alex, you've got probably the nastiest reliever on planet Earth. Could you imagine him, Williams, Weaver, Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Don't even show up to the ballpark. Like, don't even show up to the ballpark. Don't show up to the batter's box. Like, if the Yankees have, if let's say let's a 3-game series, you have Cole, Fried, and Rodon as your 3 starters, or Sasaki as your 3 starter. Or, you can do so many different things. Like, if Sasaki's not the capable 3 starter, or not that he's not a capable 3 starter, let's say Sasaki, again, the innings count, the workload, whatever it may be, let's say he has an injury midseason, that would be a suboptimal outcome. We're talking about a not great outcome for his rookie year, right? Gets hurt, something happens, has to hit the IL, can't come back and build up. Like, that would be like a damn, that sucks kind of outcome. Okay, cool. You have a lead in the 6th or 7th inning, because Sasaki could probably give you 2 innings out of the bullpen. Let's say you're leading after 5 or 6. Sasaki, give me 1 or 2 innings. Weaver, Williams, yeah, don't show up. Like, don't show up to the batter's box. Yo, Royals, Guardians. I think the Royals or the Guardians are gonna knock up Roki Sasaki, man. Are you really you're trying to tell me I'm supposed to be scared of Brian Rocchio when I have Roki Sasaki? Like, that's you finally put together a roster where you're so dominant, you're so good on the pitching side of the ball. You're so much better than everyone else in the American League. We've talked about we want that margin between us and the rest of the American League going into the season to be as large as humanly possible, because we don't know, number one, how many years we're going to have left being this good, and two, and I'd say this is the more important one, don't know how long the AL is going to be kind of in flux for. Powers rise and they fall. That's just how the sport works. It's a sport that has a lot of parity. This may be one of your best opportunities to get a World Series. The National League stacked. Cool. Corbin Burns, appreciate you, bro. Thank you for taking some prospects away from the Orioles. Thank you for, going out and taking $200 million with Diamondbacks. Appreciate you, bro. Love Corbin Burns for doing that. Weaken that Orioles farm system, shrink their window, and then dip. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate all the stars, except Soto, who went to the National League. Blake Snell, appreciate you for not coming over to the AL. Love that. Love it. Keep going to the National League. I want stars to come to the Yankees or the National League. That's it. That's the only 2 places they're supposed to go. Don't go anywhere else in the American League. The Yankees are in a great spot to compete as we speak. You give them Sasaki, it's barbecue chicken. That's what it is. It's barbecue chicken. The Yankees, they'll set some strikeout records. They'll set some ERA records for sure. Yeah.
This is going to be, already, dude, this is a special rotation, special bullpen. Sasaki gives you an embarrassment of riches. So, God willing, man, hopefully we'll be able, a New Year's gift would be Roki Sasaki. I'll tell you that right now. That would be incredible. But, the odds are probably stacked against us. But all we can do is hope. All we can do is present the arguments as to why it's possible. Do we think it's probable? No, we don't. But, hell, we had nothing to talk about. It's December 31st.
It's 99% faith, 1% reality.
1%, no, we are hyped up on the drug of optimism right now. We are.
It's really just like, but that it's not like, I don't think we're selling this dream that Sasaki's 100% a Yankee or that he's gonna be a Yankee. It's more so like, he is an incredibly talented player. The Yankees have a chance, and having a chance at acquiring a really talented player is fun. Like, it's better than having a 0% chance. It could be the Red Sox. You didn't even get a freaking meeting. Didn't even get to sit at the big boy table. There's the big boy table. And how many American League teams actually got a meeting with Sasaki? Well, I think they're all NL teams in the... Oh, the Rangers got a meeting with Sasaki. That's the other AL team. So...
Right.
Dude, he's going to the National League or he's going to be a Yankee. That's really... Or a Ranger. That would suck if he was a Ranger because they're pretty good.
Yeah.
But that's my point. Like, dude... Who cares? Like, we're the only AL team in this. We're the only AL team that matters, guys. That's the situation we're in right now. Let's hope Sasaki goes, man, the NLs, I don't want to compete in the NL. All these teams are good. Let me go to the AL. Let me go play for the New York Yankees. Let me go fill in. Let me go take number 18. Wear Tanaka's number. Let me go dominate for the New York Yankees. That's what we need, man. We need Tanaka to give Sasaki a call and be like, look, man, all these other teams, it's not worth it, bro. Go put on number 18. Go be a stud. You and Garrett Cole, go compete with your own teammates for a Cy Young. Go do that. Let's go do that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. This is whatever you gotta do, Yankees, put yourself in a position that you have a shot. That's really all we're asking for, and I think they do. But we'll see what happens. We got you guys with more updates. We're gonna keep doing prospect breakdowns. If you guys want any specific prospect breakdowns and analysis, let us know in the comments. Always happy to dive into specific topics for you as we kind of get through these winter months. And of course, late February, we'll have the ramping up of spring training and some storylines and news to follow then. But for now, we survive and we get through with talking about hope and optimism and positivity, because I think there's a lot to be excited about with this Yankee team next year. We just need one more bat. I think we're missing one last bat, Ryan, but we have months to figure that out. So I'm not jumping to any conclusions until then. But guys, always happy to hear your thoughts down below in the YouTube comments section. Make sure to like and subscribe. 5 stars as always on Spotify and Apple. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Have a great, safe, and happy new year. And we'll catch you guys in 2025.
Perfect.